Loyola University basketball coach Sheryl Swoopes, she's under investigation, accused of mistreating players.
Sheryl Swoopes once claimed that no one wanted to share the court with Caitlin Clark. She insisted free agents would avoid Indiana like the plague.
No, but players who will be free agents next year, there's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
But now, they're racing toward it. Big-name players are lining up to join the Fever. Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham. Even Sydney Colson, Aja Wilson's best friend, left Las Vegas to link up with Clark. Meanwhile, Sheryl's reputation is unraveling quicker than the Aces' ticket demand. The Fever have just pulled off one of the most stunning free agency hauls in league history, stacking stars like they're assembling a championship squad. And the best part, they're doing it around the very rookie Sheryl once claimed wasn't ready for the pros.
Statement was, I don't think either of them are going to come into the league and dominate immediately, meaning what they did in college.
Over all of the players in the W.
And the reason why I said it is because you have a player like an Aja Wilson.
This isn't just a bounce back for Indiana. It's a statement, a bold reply to every critic who called Caitlin Clark overrated, because now the locker room that was supposedly the most toxic in the league has become the WNBA's hottest destination. So how did Sheryl miss this badly? And why are so many fans wondering if it goes deeper than basketball? Let's rewind. Not long ago, Sheryl Swoopes was everywhere. Podcasts, TV, social feeds. And her message was crystal clear. Nobody wants to play in Indiana.
There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
And she didn't just say it once. She kept repeating it. To her, the Fever were a disaster, dysfunctional, filled with problems. And no elite free agent would ever choose to play there, especially not with Caitlin Clark leading the team. She painted Indiana like a basketball graveyard. But then came free agency, and the Fever didn't just attract talent. They took over veterans, all-stars, champions. These weren't random signings. These were calculated moves. These players came to Indiana for a reason. And the reason? Caitlin Clark.
I'm very excited, and I really agree with a lot of the moves the Indiana Fever have made. There's not been one trade or pickup that the Indiana Fever have made that I have not been on board with. I'm on board with every single one. And I just want to say the fact that the Indiana Fever have gone out and got these great players like a Natasha Howard, like a DeWanna Bonner, like a Sophie Cunningham, the fact that they've gone out and got these great players shows that they believe Caitlin Clark is great right now. They are on board with the Caitlin Clark vision, and it just makes me happy because they're not treating Caitlin Clark like a rookie who is gonna be good in 10 years. No, they're treating her like a superstar who is good right now.
Natasha Howard, a champion and elite two-way threat, made it clear. She sees the vision. She sees Clark's passing, her leadership, her game-changing presence. She said she couldn't wait to run with Clark. Not eventually, but right now.
It's gonna be Caitlin Clark flash show, Caitlin Clark flash show. So it's gonna be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already sees the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
Then came DeWanna Bonner, a walking mismatch, a proven scorer. She could have picked any team, but she chose the Fever. And when she landed, she didn't hold back. She went straight to social media to defend her new squad, shutting down critics still calling the team unwatchable.
She's a great player. I'm happy to be on the side of her now instead of guarding her. Of course, she's a dynamic player, and you see that in what she's done in her rookie year. And I'm actually excited to see what she's going to do her second year in the league with a little bit, more experience and understanding a little bit more. So, like I said, hopefully I can make her job a little easier and she can make mine a little easier. But I think she's a great person, and we, been kind of connecting here. We had a great workout this morning, and it was fun. She's a fun kid.
Sophie Cunningham joined next. Her energy, off the charts. She said she feels refreshed, motivated, and most importantly, ready to win. not to rebuild, to win.
To be honest, I am just so excited to be here. I'm from the Midwest, and so for me to kind of get back to my roots and be close to my family, I'm so excited. Like when I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated and I just like kind of feel like my spark is back. Everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet. So this should be really fun. But for me, I'm excited to be closer to home. I'm excited to deep dive into the community of Indiana. I've already met a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to inspire the next generation of young boys and girls around here, get to know the community more. But I promise you that I'm just ready to just like win. I'm ready to win. I'm ready for y'all to be there. But like I said, you guys haven't even seen feisty yet.
And Sydney Colson. Her stats might not jump off the page, but her presence is felt everywhere. Leadership, chemistry, and heart. When asked why she signed with Indiana, she didn't dodge. She mentioned Kelsey Mitchell. She pointed to her AU ties. And she highlighted something huge. Kate Martin, her former Aces teammate.
What made the Fever the right choice for you in free agency?
A lot of things. It was Amber and Kelly, Stephanie, Kelsey I played with at Athletes Unlimited for several years. Love Caitlin's game, love Aaliyah's game. It made sense. I made this decision mentally before DB and Natasha were even a part of the mix. And so all the new additions, Breezy, Sophie, like it's gonna be a fun season. And I won here my senior year at Texas A&M. We played in Conseco. When it was Conseco, we won here. So it just felt like divine timing to come back.
Told her great things about Caitlin Clark. Yes, even inside the Las Vegas locker room, players are buzzing about Caitlin, and some are leaving rings behind to be part of what she's building. That's why no one can deny what's happening in Indiana. The shift is real, on the court and off it. The storyline has completely flipped. The same team that Sheryl said was untouchable is now the epicenter of WNBA free agency. And let's be honest, players aren't just choosing Indiana because of Caitlin. They're picking a smart city, low taxes, and a passionate fan base that's riding for their team harder than any other. That puts Sheryl in a tough spot because she wasn't just wrong, she was loud and wrong. Her takes didn't age poorly. They expired. Now, some say Sheryl never exactly said free agents wouldn't come, but let's not split hairs. Her message was loud, negative, and clear. Indiana was a no-go.
There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
And now, it's the place to be. And instead of owning it, silence. No apology. No congratulations to the Fever. And when she had to commentate one of Caitlin Clark's games, she froze. While her co-host praised Clark's play, Sheryl stayed quiet for over a full minute. It was painful. It was clear. It told the whole story. So now fans are asking, what's the real motive behind Sheryl's attacks? Is this just basketball analysis, or is it something more?
Loyola University basketball coach Sheryl Swoopes, she's under investigation accused of mistreating players. One of them is speaking out this morning, telling us why she wanted to transfer. ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with the details. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Lara. Sheryl Swoopes was the first woman to ever sign with the WNBA. But this morning, the college coach is not only under fire, but under investigation after reports that the majority of her roster has decided to leave.
Let's not sugarcoat it. This goes beyond one bad call. Sheryl Swoopes is a Hall of Famer, a pioneer. She helped build the WNBA. But lately, her primary role seems to be doubting Caitlin Clark. No matter what Clark achieves, Sheryl is there to undercut it. She said Caitlin wouldn't adjust for years. Yet by the end of her rookie season, Clark was near the top in assists, high in scoring, and rewriting the record books. She said no one would want to team up with her.
Stephanie White came in and said, okay, hold up. Let me go to Indeed.com and Indeed get some free agents to come in here that want to play, that are accomplished, seasoned veterans. She did all that. Sheryl's been nowhere to be found. Sheryl got a lot of crow to eat, folks. Sheryl could be choking on crow right now. She need that Heimlich maneuver. If you see Sheryl Swoopes, tell her it's okay to come out and talk and say, man, you was wrong. It's okay.
Yet Indiana just built one of the most stacked rosters in the league. And when asked if each of her MVP years were dominant, she couldn't even confirm it. Why? Because doing so would be admitting Caitlyn's current path looks just as impressive.
When everybody else, they're quick to throw stats, right? It's like, oh, well, this is what she did. Like somebody's like, oh, Sheryl Swoopes only scored 34 points in the WNBA. Caitlyn scored 35. So you can't use stats when it benefits you.
Fans aren't calling it analysis. They're calling it jealousy, bitterness, and something even uglier. While Sheryl clings to the past, the Fever are writing a fresh chapter, one where Caitlyn isn't just fitting in, she's changing the game. Her skills go beyond talent, she draws people in. Players want to join her, not out of hype, not out of pity, but because she simplifies the game. Her court awareness is off the charts. Her passes create open looks. Her tempo forces defenses to react. And, more than anything, she uplifts her teammates. That's why stars are choosing Indiana, because Caitlyn isn't just potential, she's the player leading the next wave. She's the magnet pulling the league into a new era, and for some, that's a problem. Not because of how she plays, but because of who she is.
Make any sense by any stretch of the imagination. In what way would you not want to play in Indiana? The place where you're getting sold out arenas, the most viewership on television, playing with a player who was top 3 in MVP voting as a rookie, who clearly elevates her teammates around her. She scores a lot, but she is also dishing out the ball, able to elevate everyone around her. Why wouldn't you want to be?
And that's what makes Sheryl's pushback feel personal, because suddenly her legacy isn't the only one in the spotlight. When she speaks against Caitlyn, fans don't hear insight. They hear insecurity, a former star unwilling to pass the torch. And the harder she pushes, the more disconnected she sounds.
Statement was, I don't think either of them are going to come into the league and dominate immediately, meaning what they did in college.
Over all of the players in the W.
And the reason why I said it is because you have a player like an Asia Wilson.
She said Indiana had chemistry issues. They just welcomed a wave of respected vets. She said nobody wanted to play there. Now it's the most talked about landing spot. She said Caitlyn wouldn't shine. The stats speak for themselves. So yes, it's obvious now. This wasn't just a cold take. It hit a nerve. And fans are noticing. Even during broadcasts, the contrast is clear. Other analysts praise Caitlyn's game. Sheryl stays silent. And when that silence became too obvious, she was suddenly not on the call for Indiana's next game.
Hey, do peeps, Sheryl Swoopes is been missing. Sheryl Swoopes is MIA. They got a APB out for Sheryl Swoopes. If you see Sheryl Swoopes, she did a lot of talking a few months ago about the Indiana Fever, the locker room environment, how people didn't want to play there, how people wanted to leave.
Was it a coincidence? Maybe. But fans saw it for what it looked like. And it's not just fans who are tuned in. Fellow players, coaches, and teammates have gone on record to praise Caitlyn's rapid growth. They highlight her basketball IQ, her confidence, her calm under pressure. This isn't a development case. This is a star who's arrived. So Sheryl's narrative, the idea that Clark needed to earn her stripes, is crumbling fast. Caitlyn didn't ease her way in. She exploded onto the scene. Packed arenas, boosted ratings, flipped Indiana from overlooked to unstoppable. Sheryl didn't just misjudge a team, she misjudged the moment. And while the league charges ahead, her version of the story is being left behind. Let's check the scoreboard.
And that's where you brought up the Fever. I think what I've learned in my WNBA experience is pace of play trumps physicality, it trumps size, it can trump experience, because a lot of times when you're experienced, it's really like code word for your veteran, which is code word for your old.
Slow the pace.
Yeah. So I feel like
I know that's why you guys were so good for those
in
years.
2018 and 2020, the years we won, that was our whole mantra, was pace, 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 pace. And what I see in Caitlyn,
the Indiana Fever, once ignored and mocked, are now front and center, not because of luck, but because Caitlyn Clark lit the spark and the team followed through. The locker room? It's alive. Sydney Colson said she's bringing that same spark.
I'm super excited about it. I'm going from a team that was a very in the media, like people were excited to watch us, into another team that is arguably the most talked about team in sports right now, especially in women's sports. So this fan base, it's exciting to be a part of a team that has a lot of positive energy around it. You know, I hear and see the things that people say, but I know the true Indiana Fever fans, the ones that love basketball, that they love the WNBA, I'm excited to be playing in front of them and just with this team.
Natasha Howard is eager to run with Clark's vision.
Phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she get the ball in her hand, she throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
DeWanna Bonner is fighting for her team online like it's her home base. And Sophie Cunningham, she's just getting started. And this time, Caitlin won't be the one getting shoved around without backup. These new teammates, they're not just veterans, they're dogs. And they're not letting anyone rough her up again. These players had other choices, bigger markets, better weather, more money, but they chose Indiana. And that says more than any tweet ever could, because free agents don't make decisions based on Instagram clips. They talk, player to player, group chats, private messages, and the message being passed around. Playing with Caitlin Clark is different. It's smart, it's energized, it's fun again. So when the Fever made their free agency moves, it sent a message to the rest of the league. The future isn't coming. It's already here.
Indiana Fever are officially title contenders. Every day they have something new for us in free agency. And today it's Miss DeWanna Bonner. 6-time WNBA All-Star and WNBA champ, a veteran in this game, can pretty much do it all. Also an enforcer, nasty defense. Should I continue? We have a new starting five. Caitlin at the 1, Kelsey at the 2, DeWanna at the 3, Natasha Howard at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the 5.
And the biggest shocker, the one that has fans giving Sheryl Swoopes the side eye. It's the silence. No more headlines, no more interviews, no more bold claims that nobody wants to be in Indiana, because now the evidence is undeniable. Even the media has moved on. They're not asking if Caitlin can adjust. They're wondering how teams can slow her down. They're not guessing if Indiana makes the playoffs. They're asking how deep the Fever can go. Meanwhile, other teams are scrambling. The Aces are pushing ticket deals. The Sky lost their top scorer. And the Sun, already in turmoil. And Sheryl. She's on the sidelines, arms folded, watching it all unfold, still trying to convince herself, this ain't right. But what's really not right, Sheryl, is pretending Caitlin hasn't earned this. What's not right is brushing it off as just hype while ignoring her on-court dominance. Because this isn't marketing, this is reality. Caitlin Clark leads the league in assists. She's putting up 20-point nights with ease. She's shattering records left and right, and she's doing it while carrying the WNBA's brand on her back. That's not promotion, that's greatness. And it's okay to say that out loud. It doesn't take anything from Sheryl's legacy. But instead of backing the next generation, she's fighting it. Instead of lifting up Caitlin's success, she's picking it apart. The twist: Sheryl used to be Caitlin, the face of the league, the must-watch star, the one ESPN built around. But now, instead of embracing the similarities, she sees competition. That's why the divide between old legends and rising stars keeps growing. Caitlin didn't ask for that fight, but she's handling it head-on. She's playing through it, winning through it, and building something far bigger than herself. Right now, the Indiana Fever have Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney Colson. That's not a rebuild. That's a championship threat. Think about that. One offseason ago, nobody wanted to touch Indiana. Now, they might be the most loaded roster in the league. And everyone is watching. Arena seats are sold out. Jersey sales are soaring. TV ratings are exploding. All eyes are on Indiana because Caitlin Clark is right at the center. She isn't just moving the needle, she is the needle. And Sheryl, fans can't help but wonder, was this ever about basketball? Because when someone pushes this hard to discredit a rookie, when every comment feels more personal than professional, it stops being analysis. It becomes a rivalry. But Sheryl picked the wrong one. Caitlin Clark doesn't clap back. She builds dynasties. So now the question is, if Caitlin Clark can do all this as a rookie, pull stars into Indiana, flip narratives, and silence critics, what's next? What happens when she takes another leap? What happens when MVP isn't just on the radar? It's expected. What happens when Sheryl Swoopes is forced to watch the same rookie she once dismissed hold the championship trophy in her hands? Will she still stay silent, or will she finally admit she got it wrong?